What do you think about prophecies written of Christ, tributarian purification of the human race, end times? See, so many aspects in one question. Let's see one aspect of this question. Return of Christ. What is it? Before we go into this, we must understand what is Christ. Christ is not a person's name. Christ is a state. Like Buddhahood. What is Buddhahood? It's a state. When we say Buddhahood, we don't mean any Buddha in form. There are thousands of Buddhas who lived in the past. One of the Buddhas is Gautama the Buddha. That means Buddha means Buddhahood, like brotherhood. It's a state, it's a quality, it's a fragrance. Same is applicable to Christ. It's a fragrance. What kind of fragrance it is? The continuation here, purification of the human race. Let us take one word from this question, purification. What is to be purified? Purifying what? Whenever we talk about purification in the spiritual world, is nothing but purification of the mind. Simple to understand. When the mind is purified, the end result of that purification is nothing but the state of Christ. Christ is not a person's name. It's formless and nameless too. Since we have to mention certain thing, we have to use certain name. How to understand then? If I simply sitting here like this, what you will understand? I may be mentioning about divinity. You may not understand when I keeping quiet and doing something like this. When I say a word, you know, for communication purposes, we are using a word like Christ, Buddhahood, soul, self, Atman, Brahman. Many ways we are using words. Light, love. You can say no, Christ means love, perfect. Christ means life, perfect. Christ means peace, perfect. They are all synonymous. See, there is something which you are not able to define, so we are trying to define. It's a trial, trying to define something which is invisible. Hence we use the name Christ. It's a quality, it's a state which is beyond mind, a state which is beyond emotion, a state which is beyond body, a state which is beyond form and name. One can experience it. If somebody asks, please show me the Christ where it is, no one can show it, no way to show, but one can experience it. One can taste the Christ. There is no way to show it, because the five senses are limited to perceive certain things. The five senses can perceive something like a rose flower. They can perceive some kind of fragrance, but it has no capacity to perceive the fragrance of Christ. You need to transcend the five senses. Those who are transcending the five senses, there is a possibility of experiencing Christ. Many times people ask me, do you have any relationship with Jesus Christ? Yes, I have a relationship. Can you prove it? I have no proof. But I am tasting Him. I am drinking Him. I am enjoying. That much I can say. If you ask, can you please prove that? How can I prove? I had a nice coffee Monica gave me. Now you are asking, please show me the taste of the coffee now in front of us. I can show the cup. It's written as love outside. There is no way to prove it. No need to prove it. Prove to whom? If the other person is asking for proof, there is a chance for the other person also to taste the same Christ. Why to ask for a proof? If somebody is having that, somebody is not having, we can ask for a proof. When everybody is having the ability to taste the Christ, where is the question of proof? You carry that. Everyone is carrying the taste of Christ, the fragrance of Christ. One can taste it. In fact, everyone is tasting. That's a beauty. Everyone is tasting from the birth. We may not know it. It is a taste of Christ. I am not saying, when I say we are already tasting Christ, I am not saying only the people who are following Christianity, also every human being. The taste of Christ is nothing to do with Christianity only. It belongs to every human being. It's a taste of divinity. The taste of Christ is taste of divinity. So everyone is already tasting it. We are not named it. Some people, the people who are living and following the tradition of Hinduism, they may say the taste of Krishna. This taste of Krishna is nothing but taste of Christ. Inseparable. Because this taste is existing far beyond the concepts, far beyond the body, far beyond the mind, far beyond the sensation, far beyond everything. How will you say? Synonymous. The person may say taste of Shiva, taste of Krishna, taste of Christ. One and the same for me. The taste is a taste. same taste. When it comes to an experience, it never differs, no difference. They look like differ in the apparent form. But when you go deeper into that, everything disappears. There appears only the taste. That taste is the same. This is where exactly all religions meet in one point. Where is the question of fighting amongst the religions? The people who are creating struggle and violence in the name of religion, they have not tasted Christ. They have not tasted Krishna. Those are the people creating problems. The one who has tasted will never create any conflict. Because when the absence of conflicts, the presence of Christ. Let me repeat it. Absence of inner conflict. I am talking about inner conflict. The absence of inner conflict is the presence of Christ. If you like this name. If you like the name Krishna, the presence of Krishna. Doesn't matter what name you choose. Your mind is picking some name. Because all names and forms belong to the mind. This is how we have to understand this. The return of Christ means transcending the forms and names. That's what is exactly return of Christ. You can make it happen with yourself. The return of Christ is not something somewhere in the history. Return of Christ is to be born within everyone. Is to be created. We have to create a climate for the returning of the Christ. Inner climate. Christ is waiting for that. Waiting to come back with everyone, not somewhere. Everyone is a possibility of Christ. Deep inside, beyond the mind, beyond the sensation, beyond the conflicts. We have to give a birth. That's a rebirth of Jesus Christ again. We have responsibilities to make it happen, because we need more and more of Christ. We need more and more of Krishnas. Where to find out? It's easy to find out here than to try to find out somewhere else, because we don't have any Google map. We don't have any address. We don't have any mobile number. It's easy here to invite the Christ, to establish the Christ within. When I say Christ, I mean to say the state, a stateless state. Even to say state is not right. Stateless state. and one can taste that. Once a person tastes this Christ, all troubles disappear. All pain vanishes. All pains vanish in no time. All sufferings put to an end, come to an end. That's the effect of experience of Christ. Only peace. We are here exactly for that, to deliver Christ. To deliver it. Taking off the envelopes, wrapped. So, purification of the human race is possible only taking a responsibility of purifying oneself. It's a self-responsibility. We don't have to wait for someone who will come and purify. And the questioner is asking about ending times. In fact, the ending of time is the beginning of Christ. It's the other way around. How to end the time? You have to work on, contemplate on what is time. Study about time. You have to be like a scientist to understand what is time. You have to be like a Albert Einstein for a little time. Then you will know time is also part of illusion. So the end of illusion is the presence of Christ, or the end of time is the presence of Christ. So we will do that again. It's we. I have to study about time. What is time? How it exists? Is it really existing or not? Or is it a reality or a illusion? Then I have to work on that. Then I have to transcend that, the very transcendence of the time, the very ending. You may call ending or transcending. The appearance, presence of Christ. Remember Christ, this Christ is nothing to do with the form. It's something to do with the quality. Quality of light. Maybe you call quality of consciousness. Maybe you can call the quality like love. Maybe you can call the quality of silence or peace or harmony or bliss. But it's happening. All these possibilities are in the question itself. This question is a worth question of contemplating the question itself. Every word has to be contemplated in this question. And all these words will disappear. Only the light appears. Possible. Congratulations to the questioner. Beautiful.